This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper. Grand Rising family, what's happening? So our subject, this is part 2, and we're talking about the code, right? Is the conscious community, right? The culture of the conscious community, right? Is the culture of the conscious community on code or is it off code? Does the conscious community know what to do? Has it studied the past, right? The past is 2 words with 7 letters, right? That's the number we got for off. O is a 15, F is a 6, F is a 6 bringing us 27. 2 words with 7 letters, the past. Has the conscious community studied the past? Have they located within the past when our folk were on code, right? And have you found out what the code is when they were on code? On code, O is a 15, N is a 14, bringing us a total to 29. That's 2 words with 9 letters, the future, right? So we have an enemy, which is the same enemy that we faced in the past, in the present, and the same enemy we'll face in the future. It is the same enemy, regardless of what color they is, right? If they're on the code of some FS, which we call shit, right? Then we realize that they're working with the enemy and that their culture is created, controlled chaos given to them by their enemies in the past. But our people was able to develop the code or a code for themselves to offset what the enemy had put them on code to do. What do you mean put them on code to do? You're on code to practice Christmas. You're on code to practice Thanksgiving, Halloween. And they perfected that to the point that they can get you to show up for a chicken sandwich the same way on code. But today you're off code with supporting one another. You're off code with the not saying certain things at certain times for certain reasons. You're totally off code. Can someone get the conscious community to grasp the concept of the code? Can they be put on the code, right, based upon studying the past, right, when we were off code, when we were on code in the past? What was the different situations that arose? We need to study all of that, right? So lately, there's been a lot of talk about the code, right? From my man, Tariq, Tariq Nasheed, right? Michi X, right? And Yvette, right? When we take the simple English ordinal, just like we did with the word on and with the word off, right? When we take the letters for conscious community, right, culture, we got 351, which is the 26 triangular number, right? So let's look at the word Tariq. Tariq. T is a 20, A is a 1, R is a 18, I is a 9, and Q is a 17, bringing us to a total of 29. Michi X. M is a 13, E is a 5, C is a 3, H is a 8, E is a 5, E is a 5, and X is a 24, bringing us, when we reduce it in the reverse ordinal, to 27. Yvette, right? In the reverse ordinal, right? Y is a 25, V is a 22, E is a 5, T is a 20, T is a 20, and E is a 5, bringing us to a total of 29. That's in the reverse ordinal when you reduce it, right? So we want our people to get a concept of the code so that they can be on the what? The same code. When we take the numbers for same code, S is a 19, A is a 1, M is a 13, E is a 5, right? C is a 3, O is a 15, D is a 4, E is a 5, bringing us to a total of 29. Same code. In simple English Gematria is 29. Tariq in simple English Gematria is 29. Michi X in the reverse ordinal reduces 27, just like Yvette. These 3 group of people have been going at it on the internet, and it's up to you guys to decide whether or not they have a concept of the code. Are they on code for the fuck shit, right? Or are they off code, right? When it comes to creating, right, a situation that's better for us. I have much respect for Tyreek. I have respect for Michi X. I have respect for Yvette. I'm not here to slander or get off code talking about either one of them. I'm just wondering, right, with all of the arguments that's going on, have we created controlled chaos, or are we a part of the created controlled chaos that our enemies put us on code to in the past, right? That's what we got to understand. So we understand that we're talking about this from a 360-degree perspective. 3 plus 6 is 9, right? And when we take the number 351 and add 9, we get the number 360. So again, we got to find out by studying the past to understand the present, right? To get a grip on the future. Even though the future is pretty much hard to predict, but you can get some sense of direction once you grasp a concept of what is the code, right? When we took, again, the number 360, 3 plus 6 is 9, right? 2 plus 7 is 9. And when we added 9 to 351, that 26 triangular number again, we got 360. Within the circle, right, of the conscious community, right, the culture, is it on code or is it off code? This must be discussed among all of the participants who are listening to Tyreek, who are listening to Michi X, and listening to Yvette. The central theme is that we must develop the code. We must get on the code in order to be about the future. We got to get off the slave master's code that he put us on in order to build and destroy based upon what took place in the past, grasp the understanding of what took place in the past, because history is more than qualified to reward the researcher, and history also repeats itself. So if we understand the past when we were off code and on code as it dealing with our slave master, then maybe we can develop the code and get on code for ourselves, right? And begin to impact the future to bring about, right, a conscious community culture that understands the code. This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper.